Hello, thank you so much for tuning in to my Stizza. This reading is for Gemini. All right, and I'm using the Ephemera Tarot. Might be using some other decks. So to start out, we have the Nine of Wands. And then to further explain that is Legacy, which in other decks would be the World card. So I feel like there's this underlying need, or yes, it's a need. It's not just a want. It's like it's been nagging you, and you, no matter what you do or don't do, it doesn't go away. Of like wanting to leave your mark, wanting to leave something behind, right? Which implies you're moving forward. So this has something to do with wanting to be somewhere where you're not, whether it be emotionally, mentally, or physically, or it could be all three. But with the Nine of Swords or Nine of Wands coming out here, you're feeling like maybe even though you want it to be the right time, now's not the right time. You feel like really cautious to pursue these pursuits because you're just constantly being met with like challenges or like adversity or just people, places, and things standing in your way to for what it is that you want to accomplish. So that's these two cards here. Then we have the the Six of Pentacles here, which talks about reciprocity, equal give and take, acknowledging your foundations, but also, again, growing and moving, doing something else different, moving forward. And then to further explain that, we have Counterpoint in the reverse, which is the Lover's card in other decks, and the Knight of Cups. So with these other two cards coming up to further describe the Six of Pentacles, so this is talking about a relationship or lack thereof, because I'm not getting a fulfillment out of this. It's good that the Six of Pentacles is here in the upright, but to further explain that is kind of like this bad relationship vibe happening, right? Like we got the Knight of Pentacles here, which is all about like he's super into his appearances and kind of like superficial and what's the word, fickle or not reliable, right? But it's not because they're not a good person, because I feel like this is talking about a person, especially with Counterpoint being here, the Lover's card. It's just they're just emotionally immature. That's what it's talking about. And they have good intentions, but they're just like head in the clouds. And they may be an artist, and not to put down artist or anything, just what the cards are saying. They're very romantic and passionate, and into beauty and sensitivity, but that's like kind of one-sided. It's not like the whole picture, right? And then Counterpoint, the Lover's card coming out in the reverse, is talking about being single. It's talking to, like, and if you were in a relationship, like you're not communicating, or there's like miscommunication, disharmony, just not aligning, no matter how much you want to. And because of the Six of Pentacles is what's coming out here on top, I feel like you've almost kind of given up on relationships, because what you and everyone else wants and needs is equal give and take, and you're not getting that from that from relationships with other people. And it doesn't have to be romantic, but I feel like this is talking about romantic because it's the Lover's card in reverse, and this particular deck has multiple Lovers cards, and this is talking about a man and a woman, like a traditional relationship that's crap. And it's crap because the guy here is really all about himself, and it's cool if you're really all about yourself, but you're not really good relationship material if that's the mode you're in. So, maybe that's talking about you. Maybe you just all about yourself and all about your shit, and you just like, psh, I'm over here worrying about my legacy. What the fuck I'm trying to worry about being in a relationship with somebody? Like, I can't. Like, this may be talking about acknowledging that you don't have, like, it's very mature to be like, hey, look, I'm not in the right, like, mind frame or like financial situations to be in a relationship, because, okay, you don't think about finances when you think about relationships, but like there are finances involved. When you go out on dates, that costs money. When you decide to move in with somebody and share expenses, that costs money. So there's more to relationships than just the emotional aspects of it. And I feel like that's kind of where you're putting your priorities, and you're just being sensible about it. You're just like, this is what I got and this is what I can give, and that's that. And I feel like this is you feeding on past energy, which is saying like, why would I invest my energy, emotions, finances into that, because it's not paying out on the financial aspect of it. So then we have sacrifice in the reverse. Page of, what is this? Page of Wands in the reverse. And then to further explain that is the Alchemist in the upright here. So sacrifice is the Hangman in reverse. Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking at these cards here. So with sacrifice being in the reverse here, I'm getting a very like worried about yourself, feeling selfish, flighty, stagnation, something that like you can't let go of. And then with the Page of Wands, it's like Again, I'm getting this stagnation, bored, just unimpressed, unmotivated. Then to further explain that is the alchemist, which is the high priestess. This is, okay. So I'm getting like you're just like completely uninterested in everyone and everything. And you are so vibing with like what you have going on privately. And what you have going on privately is like you're really submerged into learning and like finding like hidden knowledge and really diving into like the mystery schools or mystery teachings or like ancient history that is kind of it's a mystery because it doesn't really make sense. Insights and epiphanies, like you're really on this interpersonal journey and you're just so incredibly uninterested in everyone and everything if it doesn't add to that. If you have to take away from this pursuit that you have of this legacy that you're, whether you realize it or not, like that's what you're working on, of like the wealth of knowledge that you're going to leave behind for others, because you have the perspective, like that's, I feel like you feel like you have this perspective that a lot of people around you don't have. And it's not their fault. It just is what it is. And it's your duty and your passion to give them an alternative perspective if they're open-minded enough to receive it. So you're just like on this journey of just learning and discovery and anything else that doesn't feed to that. At this point in time, you just don't really have any interest in it. You need equal give and take. And if you're not getting that, why would you waste your energy and your efforts in that? Okay, so let me pull. I should have had this deck out. Come on. I'm just gonna shuffle super quick. Super quick. Do final messages and advice for Gemini. All right, final messages and advice for Gemini. Was the only card that was okay. Got the page, or where's not the page? Two pentacles in the reverse. Okay. Whoa, that is a whole stack of cards. We'll just take the top one. Sheesh. Again with the stack of cards. Take the top one. And this one. Bottom one. Okay. So. Final messages and advice. We got the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. So I feel like this is touching on part of this like apprehension. like this caution that you're feeling because you're not interested in juggling. So you're just being realistic. You're taking what you can handle, even if it seems like to someone else that you should be able to handle more, because you really don't care what anybody has to say about that. Like, you're very sure about that. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles here with the Six of Pentacles, the counterpoint in reverse, which is the Lover's card, and the Knight of Cups in the upright. So with the Ace of Pentacles coming out, I think this is basically saying this is a good perspective to have, right? Or I don't know if good is the right word, but like it works for you, so that's all that matters. Like these are you're focusing on the foundation instead of like being all over the place, which is great to hear, Gemini. And you're really just getting down to the basics and simple things and really understanding what's important to you and what's not important to you, and just kind of honing in and being more focused on that. So a new abundant beginning coming forward, because you're choosing yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're choosing what's works for you and what doesn't work for you. You're choosing, deciding what's important and what's not important. Deciding what you like, getting rid of what you don't need and keeping what you feel like is important to you. Which is good. I think this is something different for you, Gemini. Because this sounds very grounded and not so all over the place. And then we have the Five of Swords paired with the Three of Pentacles over top these last cards here. Sorry, I'm just thinking about this for a second. What are you doing? So annoying. So this is from the After Tarot. So the Five of Swords normally talks about like fighting with people, but this is the After Tarot. So this is after the fight is done and you're holding the spoils of your victory. But then paired with it is the Three of Swords in the upright. Again, it's the After Tarot. And he's holding 3 swords, and there's 3 swords here. Yeah. The reason why you're not interested in like you're just kind of being a little bit selfish, and like a little bit hesitant. I mean, it has to do with heartache and heartbreak. It has to do with the fact that you're doing what you need to do for you to heal. You're pulling those swords out. Look, he's holding 3 swords and there's 3 swords here. Like, you had to do what you had to do to yank those swords out of your heart, metaphorically, so that you can wrap that shit up and do what you need to do to heal. And I feel like that's part of the reason why, because this is talking about an inward journey with the Alchemist here, which is the, is that the Star? Is it the Star card? Or the High Priestess, I think. I have to look at my book. Why do I not see this card here? Oh. this page. Yes, the High Priestess. Excuse me. I have to look at the book for these ones because the Major Arcana, they changed the names and they added some stiff. Excuse me. Yes. So sometimes things happen in life that are shitty, especially when it comes to relationships. And while it's happening, or even before it happens, we may not understand the purpose of it, because why would we sign up for something that's painful? And the reason why we would sign up for something that's painful, because we have the choice in what we do here in this life and in any other life. We sign up for those things because it's a way to learn. It's not the only way to learn, but it is pretty effective. And as long as you're willing to deal with it, and I feel like that's what you're doing. You're dealing with it and you're working through it, and what you're finding is this discovery which you are just in love with. You love to learn and to incorporate those things into your life, and then to show other people how they can do the same thing. And that's like your love language. So this is just a part of your journey, and I think you know that. I think you know that for sure. And everything happens in cycles. Just because something ends doesn't mean it's the end of everything. It's just the end of that one thing. And that's okay. In fact, sometimes it's great, because what you may have after that will be so much better and greater. So I say keep up the good work, Gemini. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't feel bad about being selfish with your energy, with your time, with your emotions. Do you. Keep doing you, because it looks so good on you. All right, Gemini, that's my reading, and I really, truly hope you got something out of it. If you made it this far in the reading and you're still hanging out, thank you, appreciate you, love you, and please like and subscribe, and share it if you feel like you want to share it. It helps the algorithm and gets the message out there to more people, and it might help them as well. So happy Cinco de Mayo. All right. Bye-bye.